Emma had always relished the lively social events that came with her husband Christopher's successful career. As an accountant, her days were predictable and orderly, a contrast to the vibrant world Christopher navigated. Their marriage of 5 years had been a perfect balance of her meticulousness and his charisma. Everything seemed perfect until Daisy arrived. Daisy was Christopher's ex-girlfriend, a woman whose dramatic flair and knack for creating awkward situations were infamous among Christopher's social circle. Despite their breakup years ago, Daisy had a troubling tendency to appear at the most inconvenient moments. Emma had heard plenty of stories about Daisy, but had never encountered her personally, until one fateful evening at a charity gala. The gala was a glamorous affair, sparkling with lights and filled with the hum of lively conversations. Emma and Christopher had just finished mingling with some high-profile clients when Daisy made her entrance. Her extravagant dress and loud laughter were hard to ignore. Emma felt a shiver as Daisy's gaze locked onto her. Daisy approached them with a confident stride. "Christopher, how wonderful to see you!" she exclaimed, barely acknowledging Emma. After a pause, she turned her attention to Emma with a condescending smile. "And you must be?" Emma extended her hand with a polite smile. "I'm Emma, nice to meet you." Daisy shook Emma's hand, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. "Oh, Emma, I've heard so much about you. All good, of course," she said, her tone dripping with insincerity. As the evening went on, Daisy's comments became increasingly uncomfortable, filled with subtle jabs and thinly veiled sarcasm. The situation only worsened over time. Daisy's remarks grew more personal and cutting, making Emma feel like an outsider. Despite her best efforts to stay composed, Daisy's behavior was relentless. A few weeks later, the tension between Daisy and Emma reached its peak at a prestigious awards ceremony where Christopher was being honored. Emma had hoped for a smooth, celebratory evening, but Daisy's presence was a dark cloud over the event. She made her entrance with the same dramatic flair, but her remarks were more direct and hurtful. As Emma and Christopher mingled with important business associates, Daisy approached them. "I must say," she began loudly, catching the attention of several guests, "it must be hard for Emma to keep up with Christopher's high standards. I mean, how does she manage?" Her words cut through the celebratory atmosphere like a knife. The room fell silent. Emma's face flushed with embarrassment, and she saw the discomfort on the faces of the guests. Christopher's face hardened. He had been patient until now, but Daisy's public humiliation crossed a line. With a controlled but firm demeanor, Christopher stepped forward. "Daisy, I think it's time for you to leave," he said. "Your behavior is unacceptable and ruining the evening for everyone." Daisy's eyes widened in surprise, but she didn't argue. She gathered her things and left, her exit as dramatic as her entrance. The room buzzed with relief as the tension dissipated. But the story didn't end there. The next day, Emma received a surprise package at her office. Inside was a beautifully bound book titled The True Story of Daisy, with a note from Christopher that read, "For your eyes only." Curious, Emma opened the book. It detailed an incredible story. Daisy, who had seemingly caused trouble for Emma and Christopher, was not just an ex-girlfriend, but also a secret agent working undercover. Her behavior at social events was a carefully orchestrated plan to gather information on influential people. Her actions, while disruptive, had been part of a mission that she was now free from. As Emma read on, she discovered that Daisy had been working undercover to protect Christopher from a potential threat that had surfaced due to his high-profile career. Daisy's dramatic behavior and insults had been a cover for her covert activities. The real twist was that Daisy had been protecting them all along, even if her methods were less than ideal. Emma was stunned. She and Christopher had thought Daisy was just a troublemaker, but in reality, she had been a silent guardian. The information in the book was a testament to the challenges Daisy had faced and the sacrifices she had made. With this new understanding, Emma and Christopher's bond grew even stronger. They had faced the storm and emerged not just with a deeper respect for each other, but also with a newfound appreciation for the complexities of their social world. Emma knew that with Christopher by her side and a clearer perspective on the past, their future would be filled with even greater strength and unity. As they continued to enjoy their social life without Daisy's disruptions, they did so with a sense of peace and confidence, knowing that they had navigated a twist in their story that made their relationship unshakable.